Yeah, there are several clues left, for the audience to try and figure out what's going on with her, and that's part of the fun, and I think that's part of the movie. I don't know that there's one answer to what's going on with her. I don't really think there is. Restraint is a psychological thriller. I think I'm told it's many things. It's probably a bunch of different genres. It's about a woman who gets married to a seemingly sweet and charming yet very controlling gentleman named Jeff, who has a daughter from his first marriage. And Angela moves into the suburbs, into his suburban home with him and his daughter, and starts to react very poorly, let's say, to her environment. The genesis of it was a short story that I had read called The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. It was written in the late 1890s, and what it's about is something that was very common at the time, which is when a married woman, or a woman in general, complained to her husband or to her doctor that she was bored or understimulated or just unfulfilled, she was considered to be hysterical, and the doctors would prescribe bed rest. So the treatment for understimulation was less stimulation. They would get locked in rooms, sometimes for weeks or months at a time, and I was really interested in that, and it stayed with me in a big way, and I just asked myself what that would look like today, the whole situation, the whole package, and I sort of used that as the springboard, and I just went from there. I mean, really just, it's so familiar, but the budget in general, I mean, it was one of those things where, I was at the point where it's like, I want to make a film, and in trying to raise the funds at first, I hadn't made a feature, and so I said to the producer, let's just move ahead with what we have. We had a small amount of cash to start with, and hopefully by greenlighting ourselves, the perceived inevitability of it will take hold, and that's what happened. I mean, it became infectious at that point, and people who we had been talking to about financing were like, oh, you're doing this. I guess we're doing this. It didn't really change that much in terms of the way I wanted to shoot it. I wanted to keep it very restrained, very formalist in a big way. But definitely, I was envisioning a different house, a different location. When I was writing it versus when I actually got the location, it sort of came to life in a different way. You've got to just do it. You can't sit around in Starbucks biting your nails waiting for a deal. You've got to go do it, and if you've got to go do it for a very little amount of money, you've got to commit to doing that. But the only, in my opinion, in this day and age, the days of entering into directing off of spec sale or from screenwriting are largely over. You've just got to harness that independent spirit and just get to it.